What's the purpose of a job?
Purpose of the job, feed your family, so you can eat, right? Feed your family.
Do you like your job?
Yeah, I like it.
Would you do it if you didn't need to get paid or anything, or you didn't need to make a living?
Uh, no, right? No, right? No, 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 no.
All right.
Time. It's life's single most important asset. I'll have spent 24,358 hours in school after I finish college. After college, one will spend an average of 89,440 hours in the workforce. Add the numbers together and you'll get 113,798 hours. Assuming I live until 80, that would mean 113,798 hours divided by 700,800 hours, or 16.24% of my life is spent towards my career. Wait, we're asleep for half the time, so it's more like divided by 450,905 hours, so more like 25.23%, or a third of my life. By the way, that number doesn't include the time spent on assignments and stressing when you're off the clock. From a young age, we're taught the importance of career. We're taught to find something we're passionate about, and that so long as we follow that passion, we'll be okay. But then somewhere along the lines, the idea of needing to survive in a capitalist society is slowly ingrained into our brains. By the way, if you're Asian or come from an immigrant family, it's less slow and more like violently imprinted. I mean, shit, they're right. I don't want to be homeless. But suddenly finding that quote-unquote passion becomes a stressful necessity to survive in a competitive society. Most of us end up settling with a career of choice that we can just tolerate. 2 words: time wasted. So was it ever a passion? I'm pursuing finance and I don't like it whatsoever. I just don't give a shit about it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't need money. What percentage of individuals would actually do finance or any career if they didn't really need to? For finance, its nature is transactional. You literally make relationships for the sake of using each other and sucking each other off so you can climb that ladder. I just finished my first internship this summer with an insurance company, and it's actually what inspired me to make this video. The experience opened my eyes to the shitty reality of getting a job. I don't want to make your Excel sheets, your presentations about information that you, as my boss, already know, or put on some dumbass smirk for the sake of appearing friendly. The worst part is that they try to sell it to you as meaningful work. They're nice people and all, but it's still really dumb work. Just the fact that my bosses were struggling to create projects for us to do just shows how meaningless and stupid the work is. And it's not just my internship, it's a universal experience for all first-time interns in which getting a cup of coffee is the most important task of the day. Companies hire interns for the sake of attracting more hive-mind employees. An internship is just a promotional stunt. On the flip side, making $21 an hour for a quote-unquote 40-hour work week on my computer isn't something to be complaining about. By the way, if someone ever says they're working a remote job, they're probably not actually working. I tried asking my managers and other employees how they're passionate about their work, but everybody has the same bullshit answer. Oh, I'm just passionate about helping people with my work. Bruh, I hear that in every single job. Okay, look, in medical fields, I understand, but come on, it's fucking finance. At this point, I'm questioning if I'm just some narcissistic stuck-up prick who can't find passion because I've got my head stuck on my ass, or perhaps it's my ignorance at this age which leads me to be overly pessimistic and unable to see the value in which working an insurance job can deliver. Or is it just the fact that these guys are bullshitting me and pretending that they're passionate about their work? In a realistic sense, I find it hard to believe that every single one of these individuals has the exact same answer. So I'm gonna lean with the third option. It's like, bitch, would you really be passionately selling insurance products if you weren't getting paid? If I dropped stacks of $1 billion on their desk tomorrow, at least 70 to 80% of them would not return to work. With that being said, there's some exceptions, but I've only met a handful of such individuals who are passionate about what they do and will do it without compensation. And it's not in the finance world. What about the rest of us? Well, for the rest of us, work is playing the game. Working hours translates to freedom hours outside of the workplace. The money in which we earn is used to buy that freedom. It's essentially suffering for a certain number of hours in hopes of enjoying a couple of hours. And honestly, that's a pretty depressing way to look at it, and I don't recommend this outlook, but sometimes that's just where my head runs. I look at my parents and other individuals and certainly have seen this pattern a lot more common than the idea of working with an endless passion. So what does it come down to then? Like, why do we still work so hard towards a career? Well, it all comes back down to the need to fulfill the human ego. We need to find our quote-unquote purpose. Even the individuals who willingly engage in work without compensation are still driven by the human ego. It's all pretty shallow shit, but I guess life is just not that deep. And for me, I've been trying to focus on just existing. As bad as I make all this shit sound, just enjoy life. It's not as black and white as I make it seem, and I'm probably wrong about a lot of this. There's no better way of living than doing what you want when you want. If I want to be a fat ass and eat an entire taco menu, I'll go do it. Not actually because, I'm not trying to be fat, but hey, even if life has no purpose, I guess it's better to quote unquote find a purpose through your work rather than doing nothing. Just work a little smarter than 25.23% of your life.